Bandidos, today I bring you one of the best builds to farm XP in the Division 2. It plays fast, shieldless, and with it, you will feel strong and almost unkillable, even while playing with the most challenging directives. Hit like if unique and effective builds are for you. Comment Demigod to support the channel. Let us not forget one of the greatest and most used exotics ever delivered to the Division 2, the Scorpio. And today I'm pairing it with a build that'll help you farm XP with directives. You have 5 directives available each season, each adding 25% more XP to any activity you do, 125% more XP altogether. That makes builds that can play with more directives without slowing you down extremely valuable. This shieldless Scorpio PFE build is one of those. The weapon that we decided to go with is the Scorpio, and that's because it's holding them down a little bit. It's got a high base weapon damage, a fast reload, so we don't have to worry about that. And then additional damage to targets when we get that round in there. And it's got reload speed, handling, crit chance, and stability. So kind of nice there with that chance mod. We decided in the end to go ahead and run the memento, of course, but that's because we're playing out of cover and we really need that bonus armor, and we want that bonus armor. We did try Bloodsucker, and this is just way more consistent. We're getting the 5% weapon damage per red core. We got 3 of those, so that's 15% weapon damage buff. We get the 30% weapon damage on full stacks, and then we get 10% bonus armor per blue core. We got 4 of those, so that's 40% bonus armor plus 3% armor regen at full stacks, and then 30% skill efficiency. And we're running our heals here, which are amazing and doing a great job. We got the crit chance mask with protection from elites. Hey Bandidos, the community we have built together wouldn't have been possible without you. So as a thank you for supporting my channel, I am bringing you the hookup on member perks, including even more Division 2 content and the celebrated gaming music playlists. If you're not part of Tuxedo's Players Club, now is your chance. The Grupo mask with Intimidate, which has given us 35% increased weapon damage, as long as we got that bonus armor. To enemies within 10 meters, which we're playing from, we got crit damage and protection from elites. I'm running the Picaro's holster for the extra weapon damage down there. Another improvised piece with protection from elites, crits, and the same thing for the gloves. A quick note on improvised gear. You can create improvised gear in the crafting station. Usually we want improvised gear on the gloves, knees, and holster. All you have to do is go in here and craft improvised gear. Now what makes improvised gear unique is that you can put mods on them. Whatever mod you like. Crit damage, protection from elites, disrupt resistance, whatever. And that's what makes improvised gear special. It gives you flexibility, and these can mock many different kinds of brand sets like Cheska, Grupo, Hana U, and more, saving you space in your stash as well as farming time because you can quickly re-roll your piece to fit your needs. It does take time to get all the pieces you need, but having a complete set of improvised gear is pretty darn helpful. Our stats: crit chance, crit damage, armor regens about 45,000. Remember the heals on top of that. 75% protection from elites, and then we're getting crazy bonus armor. We got 1.5 million in armor, 33,000 healing there, and 32,000 healing there. And these do increase in healing because we're getting some spikes in heals as well. The Scorpio is one of those exotics that's so good, I basically don't use it. That's how good it is. And that's because it sort of just mows over the enemies and putting the game on an easy mode. That's what the shotgun does. It's actually a very good weapon, especially if you're a newer player or returning player to the game. It's one of the first exotics I recommend you go for. It's even more useful than the Ouroboros. And Ouroboros is pretty darn good, I gotta say. But this one, it has the base weapon damage, the debuffs to support the team and yourself. And so it's giving you power, and it's also holding the enemies still so that you can blow them down, whether you're solo or with a squad. So that makes it darn useful. And there's a lot of builds that almost require this shotgun. Even the healer builds use this shotgun. A Hunter's Fury build can use this shotgun. It's used in raids, the incursion, solo content, legendary content, great against bosses, heavies, you name it. And recently I ranked all the exotic weapons in the game here in this video. You should check that out. And this one made the God tier list, as well as a few others. And one of the things that makes it a really good exotic weapon is that it's a shotgun that doesn't really act like a shotgun. It's built on the 612 variant. It's got an extremely fast reload, a decent sized mag, and high base weapon damage. And that combination is pretty unique for a shotgun. Most shotguns have small mags and horrible reloads. So that's why it's a shotgun that doesn't really act like a shotgun, which makes it a really good shotgun. What's really unique about the exotic talent Septic Shock is is actually the duration. So the duration of status effects is based on the percentage of pellets that are hit. And so the devs actually added that when they were releasing this prior to release because it was really strong at range. You could basically snipe and apply the full status effect. And so they added that bit so that basically the farther the target is out, then the less status effect duration is going to be applied to them, because in theory, you're missing a lot of those pellets. But I'm not sure it really played out that way. What do you guys think? I see a lot of players using this shotgun at ranges, including myself. And I can't really tell, and I'm sure there is an impact, but I can't really tell that the duration of the status effect is changing. If it is, it's by such a small amount, it's sort of like, who cares? So if they're outside of your optimal range, this thing just still works. And so you might be the healer in the back using the Scorpio shotgun and, you know, shooting somebody at like 30 meters and you apply that shock or poison or whatever. Although you're not putting out much damage at that range, you're putting out some pretty decent status effects at that range, even if they are nerfed the farther out you go. And that makes this shotgun quite lethal, I gotta say. And really annoying, probably, for the enemies, I'd imagine. And what's also really neat about this exotic end talent is that it actually puts out a status effect, which opens it up to a lot of builds. A lot of team support builds where your allies get more damage to status affected targets, or you can proc Galvanize, which is very nice, by the way. That's bonus armor for you and your team. You could also proc Wicked. So there's lots of things that go with status effects, which is why we like status effects. And so sometimes when they give us a talent and they call it a debuff instead of a status effect, it's kind of annoying because it eliminates a lot of pieces that it could synergize with. And that's what's special about the shotgun, is they didn't do that. It's a true status effect. So here's the downside, is that you can't roll a bunch of status effects on your build and change the duration of that shock or disorient. It's built in and it's controlled by the number of pellets that are landed by the enemies. So that's the only downside. I wish that we could make a long duration on that shock or disorient if we were running this on like an Eclipse protocol build or something like that. But it doesn't really work that way. Either way, it'd probably be too powerful if it did. What do you guys think? And what's interesting about this shotgun right now is that we've gotten these recent weapons like St. Elmo's and the Ouroboros that are really powerful on the DPS side, or the sustained damage that they do. And a lot of people in the community are wondering or suspecting that they're going to get nerfed. Are they though? I don't know. Time will tell. But the Scorpio is in that category of power. You would have wondered if this should have got nerfed a while back, but it lasted through the test of time. And so if this one lasted, I suspect that the Ouroboros and the St. Elmo's are gonna last as well, because I think they're pretty comparable as far as what they do to the enemy and how they advance our gameplay, whether it's solo or in group. But what do you guys think? If the Scorpio made it, do you think the Ouroboros and the St. Elmo's are gonna continue as they are without getting nerfed? Is the Scorpio even stronger? Put it on a strong build and it destroys enemies and it paralyzes them. So both the damage and the talent work. Where on the Ouroboros, you just have the damage part and the talent doesn't really work. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're looking to be part of a strong, positive community, then I have you covered. Join Tux's Discord. We're not elitists, and we're so much more than just clans and raids. Tux's Discord continues to grow as the central hub for the player base that loves this game and wants to see it thrive. Thank you for hanging out with me today. My name is TuxedoBandido, and this was another episode of The Division 2. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The Division 2. And if you like builds like this, check out the recommended build video I have here for you. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
Follow me.
I get it.